Hello, my beautiful people. I trust you're well. Today, I'm going to teach you how to make this beautiful bag, as you can see here. This one without a handle, but we're going to make the one with the handle. So let's start. You're going to need fish line, 70 millimeter. I have my nail cutter. I have this is 10 millimeter beads. Yes, 10. So let's start. So to start, you cut your fish line and you start by putting 4 beads, and then you cross on the last one. You pass through the last bead and then you pull down, and it's going to look like that. And then you're going to add 1 bead on one side, 1 bead on the other, and then 1 bead on either of the side, and then you pass through that 1 bead. You're still gonna keep doing the same process, 1 bead on one side, 1 bead on the other side, and then you add 1 more bead, and then you pass through that 1 bead. It's gonna look like this. You have to keep adding 1 bead on one side, 1 bead on the other side until you get the length you want for your bag. One bead on one side, 2 on the other side, you cross on the last one. I'm gonna keep doing the same process. I have managed to make the length I want for my bag. So I'm going to turn around, and to turn, I'm going to put 3 beads on one side. 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to cross through the last bead. From there, on one side, you're going to add 3 beads. 1, 2, 3, and cross on the last one. So I've already turned. So after doing that, I'm going to pass through the bead that follow on my right hand. I'm going to show you which bead. This one. So I'm going to pass through that bead. And after passing the other side, I'm going to put 2 beads. And then I'm going to cross through the last bead, the second one. I'm going now to pass on the bead that follow on my right hand, this one. After passing through the other hand, I'm going to put 2 beads, and then I'm going to cross through the last one. I'm going to keep doing the same process. The bead on my right, and then on my left I put 2 beads, and then I cross through the last one. So I'm gonna do that until I finish the whole line. See, I'm done. So I'm gonna put my fish line on one bead so that I can continue, and then I'm gonna add 3 beads on one side, and then I cross through the last bead. I'm going to pass on one bead on my right hand, and then my left I'm going to put 2 beads, and then I cross through the last one. I'm gonna keep doing the same process. So this is a process that we're gonna be working on until we finish making the bag. Yeah. So I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've made 6 lines. And then on that side, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I made 21 rounds to 6 rounds. So I'm going to fold one side, only one line. I'm going to fold it, and I'm going to pass through 2 beads. The last one, 2, and I'm going to add 2 beads on my left hand. I'm going to cross through the last one. I'm going to pass through the bead on my right, this one. My left, I'm going to add 2 beads, and cross through the last one. I'm gonna keep doing the same process. Two beads, and then cross through the last one. So then you cross through the last one. There's no magic when it comes to turning, so you're just gonna pass through this one bead on the corner right here. And the other side, you just put 2 beads. And then you cross through the last bead. I'm gonna keep doing the same process. You pass through 1 bead on your right, your left you put 2 beads, and then you cross through the last bead. Gonna keep doing the same process. So we have reached the end. So I'm going to pass through the bead that follow. And then the other side, I'm going to put 2 beads and cross through the last bead. And I pass through that bead that follow. You put 2 beads on one side. And then you pass through the last one. And I keep doing the same process. So now I'm going to pass through 2 beads. This one on my right hand. And I'm going to add only 1 bead, which I'm going to cross through that 1 bead. Gonna look like this. It's now creating a shape at the back, so you can see. Gonna put 2 beads, 3 on your left, and then you cross through the last bead. You're going to pass through the bead that follow. So you're going to put 2 beads on your right hand. Then you're gonna cross on the last bead. You pass on the bead that follow on your right hand, this one. You pass through that. And then your other hand, you put 2 beads and you cross on the last one. I'll keep doing the same process as with the bead that follow. The other hand, you put 2 beads and then you cross on the last bead. So you're gonna keep doing the same process. The bead that follow, you pass through that, and then you put 2 beads on the other hand. You cross on the bead that follow. Gonna keep doing the same process. The bead that follow, the one at the corner, gonna pass through that one. You put 2 beads on your other hand, and then you cross on the last bead. You're gonna keep doing the same process. The bead that follow, you pass through that, with 2 beads. So you're gonna keep doing the same process until you reach where you started making your second row. So yeah, so that's is what I'm doing. I'm just gonna be passing through the bead that follow, and then I put 2 beads on the other hand, and I cross through the last bead, the second bead. My fish line was finished, so I had to put more of it and continue with my work. So here I'm done. I was showing you how I came so far. It was a lapse video, so I guess you did not see it properly. I believe maybe I'll be able to show you. I'm not sure. Let's see how the video goes. Yes. So now I'm working on the third row. I don't know why, but I think I forgot to show you how to connect the second row. Um, I forgot to show you. So this is how I made the second row, as you can see. I believe I'll be able to show you how to connect. If not, then I'll make another video because I'm putting a voice after I've already recorded the video. So I'm gonna start working on my third row, and to start, you're going to start by putting 3 beads, and then you cross on the last one. You're gonna pass through the bead that follow, because from here you're just gonna keep doing the same process until you finish. So here I'm just adding more rounds. It looks like this now. Let's see how many rounds we made. I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I made 10 of them, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 on the side, and 10 upward. So it looks like this. So I'm going to work on this side. I'm going to snatch it. I'm gonna show you how. I'm going to make it look like this. I'm going to snatch it. I don't know really how I can explain how I did that, but please just watch the process. And then on the other side, I believe I am created a video where I can explain it to you in a sense that you can understand. So for now, please just watch. Um yeah, and see. So it won't be hard. Actually, it's not hard. I just don't know how to explain it. Yeah. But the other side, I believe I created a video where I can explain it very well for you to understand. So let's look on this other side closely. So this is a corner, two, three, four, five. So this my corner. So I'm gonna try to find the corner. As you can see, this is our corner. So I'm gonna pass through the second bit that follow, and from there I'm gonna do the same thing on the other corner, the other side. This one, the corner. So I'm first bit, second. This one I'm going to pass through the second bit. I'm gonna put one bead first on my fish line, and then I'm going to pass through the second bead. It have to be on the same line as one I've passed through on the other corner or the other side. So I'm going to pass through the bead. As you can see, I'm passing through that bead, and then I'm going to put one bead on my fish line on either side, and you're going to pass through that bead. It's gonna look like this. If you pull it close, it's like you're snatching it. So now I'm going to pass through the bead that follow on both sides. This bead, then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. The other side, and then you're gonna put one bead, and then you cross through that one bead. So to finish, you're passing through the bead that follow, which means it's a second bead on both sides. And then you put one bead, and then you close your work. There is no need for you to pass through, so you can just close. Yes, and make sure like it's tight. You cut the remaining fish line, and then you burn it. So the inside is going to look like this. It's like you've created a round with 4 beads. So it's going to look like that. So for me, I decided to do the same thing at the bottom of my bag. So it's not really necessary. You can leave it that way. So I'm going to find the middle. I'm going to count each side. 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. So 7, 7, 8, 8. So I'm gonna try and figure out where should I start to like trying to fold it, and then I'm gonna work on that bit. You only buy through one bit. So I'm gonna put one bit, and then I'm gonna find the second bit on the other side. Try to fold it so I can pass through the second bit easily. This one, the second bit, this one. And then I'm going to put one bit and cross through that one bit. I cross through that one, and then I'm gonna pass through the bead that follow. I'm gonna pass through the other side as well. I put one bead, and then I pass through that one bead. Gonna keep doing the same process. The other side as well. Then you put one bead and you cross through that one bead. I have done 3 rounds so far, so I'm working on the 4th round. Put one bead. So I'm going to close because I think my point was only to pass through 4 beads, and it's done. And the inside, I'm gonna show you how it's gonna look. It's gonna also create a round as well, like that. So you're gonna cut the remaining fish line and you pan it. So now I'm going to work on making the flip of the bag, and we're gonna start counting on the side. 2, 1, round 1, round 2, round 3. So we're going to work on the round 3 on both sides, round 1, round 2, round 3. So our flip is going to end on the 3rd round. So you put your fish line, and then you put 3 beads, and then you cross through that 3 beads, the last bead, sorry. So actually it's the same process. You're just going to pass through the bead that follows this one. You put 2 beads on the other side, and then you cross through the last bead. You pass through the last bead, you pull you're going to pass through the bead that follow this one. You put two beads, and then you cross on the last one. So you just technically going to do the same process until you reach the third round on the other side, or the yes, and then you're gonna start working on the second round. Here I'm working on the second round or second line. Yeah, line. So I have worked on few lines, as you can see. Trying to fold it to see if it's enough, and I think this is enough. Yeah, it is. So now I'm going to work on the handle. Yes, the handle now. Let's count the lines. So I've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've made 8 line for the flip. Yes. I'm trying to figure out how to put the middle part. Actually, I'm just trying to find where the middle where I can put it. So don't mind me. Try to fold it and try to and count from the first line where I started to make my flip. I'm gonna put my fingers like this. Count 1, 1. I'll go through. Going 3 beats down. 1, 2, 3 on both sides, and then 1. The other side I go 1. I count 1, 2. The other side 2, 3. The other side 3, 4. The other side 4, 5. The other side 5. I'm left with 4 rounds at the middle. So I'm trying to, for this one, I'm going to like touch it so I won't forget where I'm going. So I'm going to only make 4 rounds from here. I'm gonna put my put my fish line from the mark. So I'm gonna start from here and only create 4 rounds. So we're going to make 4 rounds, and we go to my left hand. So we put 3 beads, and then you cross through the last bead. Cross through the last bead. And then from here, you're going to pass through the bead that follow this one. You pass through that bead, and then you put 2 beads on your right hand, on your other hand, and then you pass through the last bead. So this is the second round, and then I'm gonna work on the third. You put 2 beads on your other hand, you pass through the last bead, the last one you pass through that bead, and then you put 2 beads on the other hand. Then from there, you're gonna keep you add 3 beads, and then you cross on the last bead, you pass through the bead that follow, now we are only working on the middle. You put 2 beads, pass through that bead, you pass through the bead that follow, you put 2 beads, and you pass through the last bead, the second bead, you're gonna pass through the bead that follow, and then you put 2 beads, and then you put 2 beads, you're gonna keep doing the same process until um, you you reach the length of your flip. So I've reached the length of my flip. So I'm trying to see if I'm going to get what I want. So from here, I need to add one more round. Okay, now it's good. It's good. It's good. I'm gonna to reduce one round so it's look good now. So you can see. So it's look like this. I'm trying to fold it. So here it's outcome. So I don't want it to. I want it to like go straight. Now I don't know how I can put it in English. So it's gonna look like this. So I'm trying to attach the small flip with a bigger flip. So I'm gonna like connect them after like while folding them, and then see where I can connect the two. So I have done that so far. Now I'm trying to count, like I'm trying to find the line where the fish line can go. And so far I've already like for both of the flip, and try to see where my fish line will pass. So now I'm just looking for the line where I can put my fish line, and this one I'm going to pass from this one, and here I'm going to pass through the third round. So I've managed to fold it. I'm going to put one bead, and then I'm going to pass through the, actually it's a second line. One, two, yes, the second line. So I'm going to pass through, but I'm going to pass through the third bead, but I'm working on the second, or the second line. Yes. So if we start counting on beads, it's gonna be the third bead. But if you look on the rounds, we are working on the second round. So you pass through that bead on the second line or round, and then you put one bead, and then you pass through that one bead. You're gonna do the same process. You pass through one bead on your right, one bead on your left, you put one bead, and then you put only one bead, and you pass through that one bead. It's gonna look like this. So the purpose of me trying to connect the two, so that I can avoid the middle parts moving. So and also so the both the flip can look the same, like both of them, they can stay in one place. Yes. So I'm gonna keep working on what I was doing. I'm gonna put one bead, and then you cross through that one bead. Gonna keep doing the same process. One bead, you pass through one bead on the right, one bead on the left, and then you put one bead, and you cross through that one bead. Keep doing the same. Now we're just going to close. Since we are done, you pass through other bead, the bead on the other side, you put one bead and then you close. You cut the remaining fish line and bun. So it's gonna look like this. So now you can see they stay in, like it's not moving anymore. Yes, stay like this. So now it's look better. Now we try to work on the handle, and so we are working on the second line after, from where we started making the handle. I'm going to put 3 beads. I'm going to pass through the last bead. I'm gonna put 2 beads on one side, 1 bead on the other side. I'm going to cross on the second bead, the side where I put 2 beads. Made 2 rounds. So the third round, I'm going to connect it with the back. I'm gonna put 1 bead, and then this, not this, let's stay in the middle. So because we're working on this round, so this one, to pass through that one. And then you put 1 bead and then you cross through that 1 bead. So it's like I've created another round on top of the flip. So now I'm going to pass through the bead that follow, and then I'm going to make another round, put 2 beads, and then you pass through the second bead, you pass through the bead that follow on your right, and then your left you put 2 beads. Two beads, you cross through that bead, then you are going to pass through 2 beads, this one at the corner and this one, these two, this one right here, and this one. And then you put 1 bead and then you cross through that 1 bead. So it's gonna look like that. And from here, that is where we're going to attach our handle. And now you won't pass through the bead on your right, but you're going to put 3 beads. I'm not sure if you were able to understood how I made like how I started working on this handle, but I believe the other side I've recorded a video where I can explain better for you to understand. So now I'm going to pass through only 1 bead and not 2 beads. So I'm going to pass through only this one, and then I'm going to put 3 beads. Oh, I'm going to put 2 beads and then I cross through the last one. Okay, so from here I'm gonna put 3 beads. I cross through the last one. You pass through on this bead at the middle. You put 2 beads, you cross on the last one. You pass through the bead that follows this one. And then you put 2 beads, you cross at the last bead. You start by putting 2 beads. I mean 3 beads. Put 3 beads. You cross on the last one. You pass through the bead at the middle, this one. You put 2 beads on the other side. And then you cross on the last one. It's just, we're going to do the same process until we reach the length we want for our bag. Gonna start by putting 3 beads. You cross on the last one. You pass at the bead at the middle. You put 2 beads on the other side. You cross on the last one. The other side, you put 2 beads. So now I'm gonna show you how to make the cut thing. So the first round, the second one. So we are going to work on the second round and on this bead, this one. So you're going to put 3 beads. You cross on the last bead. Actually, you just put 1 bead on one side and 2 beads on the other side, and then you cross on the last bead. And then you do the same, 1 bead on one side, 2 beads on the other side. You cross on the last one. Sorry, I was misleading you. And then from there, after you have done that, you put 1 bead on one side, and then the bead that follow from the bead we started working on, because this is a round, so this bead right here, you're going to pass through that bead. and you are going to put only one bead. And you cross through that one bead. From there, first round look like this. You can see it's created a round. The other side we also have a round. So now you're going to make another round. You pass through the bead that follow this one. You pass through that bead, and then you put two beads on the same fish line, and then you cross through the last bead. Now you're going to pass through the bead at the middle, this one, and then the other side you put two beads, and then you cross on the last one. After that, you're going to pass through the bead that follow, actually two of them, this and this, these two. You pass through both of them, and you only add one bead, and you cross through that one bead. So my cutting is done. I believe here you've managed to understand. So I'm trying to connect these two, this cutting with my handle. I'm going to I'm going to add one bead, and then I'm gonna cross through uh, this bead right here, the first one, and then I'm gonna add one bead again and cross through that one bead. I'm going to pass through the bead that follow on both sides, so you cross through the bead that follow on the other side and the one that follow on this side, and then you put one bead and you cross through that one bead. You do the same, pass through the bead that follow on this side and the bead that follow on the other side, this one, and then you put only one bead and you cross through that one bead. Actually, I decided to close and my handle gonna look like this, but it's not really defined, so I'm going to do something to make it look defined and to look even more stable. So we're working on this side now. So you're gonna take your fish line, you pass through the bead which is not connected to your handle. So for the from here, it's this bead right here. Okay, so I can say only two rounds or two beads are connected with your bag. So the third bead, that is when you're going to start working. You pass through that one bead, and then you put one bead, and then you put your fish line. Let it come on the other side and pass through the third bead on your back, and then you put another one bead and you cross through that one bead. I'm not sure if you have managed to understood that statement. It was a bit hard for me to show you, and I completely forgotten to zoom my camera so that I can show you what I was really doing. So after that, you pass through the bead that follow, and you do that on both sides. And then from there, you put one bead and you crow through that one bead. So now the only process that remain is that you are going to pass through on the ends of the handle, on the beads at the end of the handle, and you pass through them, and after passing you put one bead, you crow through that one bead. So that is the only process that we are going to do. So you can see I'm passing through the bead that follow. On the other side I'm doing the same thing, and then I'm going to put one bead and crow through that one bead. Doing the same process, one bead on one side, one bead on the other side, you pass through them, you put one bead and you crow through that one bead. So this actually it's the last tape on our back, and yeah, yeah, I don't know what else to say. So this is how my bags look. You can see the handle is more defined now. So let me know what you think. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to ask me, and I would love to respond to all your questions. Let me know how your bag also came out. Thank you for watching, and thank you. Don't forget to subscribe and like, leave a comment, ask me a question, please. Thank you for watching my video. Be blessed.